Can Beijing be stopped from controlling the critical South China Sea? Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. The South China Sea is a crucial international waterway. 1/3 of global shipping and 40% of global petroleum products pass through it. Except in wartime, it has been open to all international shipping. One of the critical roles of the U.S. Navy since World War II has been to ensure that ocean commerce there and elsewhere is not disrupted by pirates or hostile governments. Freedom of navigation, in fact, has been a core foreign policy principle of the U.S. for over 200 years. But since 2013, China has been very aggressively challenging this concept of openness in the South China Sea based on dubious claims that these waters were once under the sway of past emperors of long-ago dynasties. In recent months, Beijing has heated up tensions, laying claim to and often seizing tiny islands, atolls, reefs, and lagoons, harassing fishing boats of other nations, and building artificial islands that become military bases. These crude, aggressive moves could well trigger a broader conflict. Back in 1992, Beijing laid claim to the whole South China Sea. This would give it huge power because it could decide what trade is permissible. Knowing it holds such a potential chokehold would make numerous nations prey to Beijing's political and economic demands. These waters also hold vast amounts of oil and natural gas. They also have some of the planet's richest sources of fish. Under international law, coastal nations have what are called exclusive economic zones, EEZs, that extend generally 200 nautical miles, that is 230 miles, from a nation's territorial waters. The EEZ gives a country the right to explore and exploit minerals and also establish structures for various purposes. China has been barging into the EEZs of various neighboring countries. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague ruled that China's economic and historic claims in most of the South China Sea had no legal basis. Moreover, the court said those man-made islands violated Philippine sovereignty. No surprise, China has continued its bad behavior. Things have heated up in the waters that are under Philippine sovereignty. A current hot point is the Second Thomas Shoal, a submerged reef located in the Spratly Islands. It is an outpost with a small number of Filipino military personnel stationed on the ship that the Philippines grounded there to prevent a Chinese takeover. China has harassed resupply efforts with water cannons, ramming ships, and even threatening Filipino personnel with knives and axes. In July, the two countries reached an agreement on resupply, but even before the ink was dry, disputes broke out as to what it really meant. In other words, it's a dead letter. A few days ago, at another shoal, a Chinese Coast Guard vessel rammed a Filipino ship. The U.S. response to all this has been tepid. Washington agreed to provide $500 million to help modernize the Philippines military and Coast Guard this past summer. But much more needs to be done, starting by the U.S. making clear to Xi Jinping that if necessary, we will aid Manila to resupply the Second Thomas Shoal and other Philippine assets. Freedom of navigation is sacrosanct. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.